get paid $31 an hour. I date men above my caliber. So right now, I'm at $70,000 a year. He got to be at $100,000.
Okay.
Why would I want a man that could barely provide the same lifestyle that I could provide for myself?
I want you guys to learn 3 things from this video that you just watched. 1, women are hypergamous. Women never date down or look for a man below them or on their level. They always go at least 30% up. 2, she's a selfish woman. What she's saying is her money is her money. His money is her money as well. That means that she doesn't see any addition. That brings us to point number 3. Let's just say she finds a really nice guy that she gets along with, good heart, good everything, but he makes less than her. Let's just say hypothetically he makes $50,000. Now combine that with her $70,000. That's a household that now earns $120,000 a year and live very comfortably together because they're splitting expenses. But her brain cannot comprehend that. All she sees is his money. Stay away from women like this.
Y'all gotta start loving your life. Be comfortable in who you are. If you come from a family right now that's broke, use that to your advantage. I use that to my advantage that I was a high school dropout, that I was homeless, that I ate out of trash can. I love dealing with a dude who think because he come from money, he better than me. Let's go. Let's go. You got money, but do you got that dog? Yeah, you got money, you got privilege, but do you got that dog? Do you got that stamina? So yeah, you might have something I don't have right now, but if I work hard, I can have what you have. Y'all gotta start loving your life.
We weaken men, and if they become weak enough, they'll no longer be a threat. And I argue that point absolutely. I think the most dangerous men on earth are the weak men. And if you look at men who have no emotional control, because that's what they're trying to teach us to have. They're saying, listen, you're a man, you're allowed to just cry all the time and have no emotional control, no stoicism, just react to your emotions. You know what happens when you tell men to just react to their emotions? Anger. You have school.
What?
Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notifications button so you can get the videos as soon as I put them out. If you're looking for the music to the intro and you want the link to the second channel, both are below in the description. But can you do me a favor? Hit the notifications button right now. All right, guys, I got a couple videos for you today. The first video is going to be a black woman breaking down why it is very important for the black community to start to build families. And I think that this is one that a lot of you women out there, you definitely want to watch. Next, we have a woman saying that men should fear women. It should be the other way around. And the way it's broken down, I will be giving commentary on that too. And we're going to have Sneeko. A woman is asked, has she ever been able to get the guy that she wanted? Sneeko will be giving commentary. I'll be giving commentary to him. And then we have a lady here that's giving advice after a woman is saying, what do you bring to the table? All right, this is kind of one of them ones I just threw in there. But first, let's get to this one.
He didn't give him. I think that the black community does actually need strong nuclear families, but not because we're black, but because that's the natural order.
Amen.
And so
Amen.
I think it would be
Amen.
safe to say that Reese may not be a Christian because when God looked at man, he said it's not good for man to be alone. He gave him a woman. He didn't give him a village. He didn't give him the community. He said, be fruitful and multiply to this man and this woman. So it's supposed to be God, husband, wife, child. And that's the natural order. And that's why I think we can see some of the foolishness that we see in the black community because we are out of order. And we can make up all of this stuff that sounds good. I'm from a single parent home and I'm not somewhere cracked out in the street selling my body. However, that is not ideal. It would have been better for me to be in God's order to have a mother and a father to raise me. And that's just what it is. You know, the effect that it's had, we've had women for generations now saying that they don't need a man, and we have boys that don't want to be one.
And she's absolutely right. We can say that all of this is by design, but we do have a lot of people that were able to point out why it's by design and why it's happening. The reason why you can't control it is because it feels good. It feels good to listen to hip hop. It feels good to go buy designer clothes. It feels good to be bad. That's what it was designed for. It feels good for you to destroy yourself. You know, drugs feel good, but they hurt you at the same time. You know, bad food tastes good, but it hurts you at the same time. See, everything in life that destroys you feels good. No one wants to stay alive and live right because it's harder to do that. It comes with a lot of more pain. It comes with a lot of more discipline. And the only reason why a lot of people do not have any discipline It's because they're programmed just to have fun. Why? Because if you're programmed to work a job and take that job and spend it on things that you think are going to make you feel good, everybody that's making the things that you think are going to feel good are going to profit. So at the end of the day, only the strong-minded people are going to survive because you're going to find a way to manipulate the weaker people. That's just how life is. All of these fashion designers are manipulative. They're making it for you to watch, for you to wear so you feel good. It's the same thing with the cars. It's the same thing with the houses. It's the same thing with lifestyle. Someone creates it, but you buy it so you feel good. As long as you're doing that, that makes the world go round. That's why only a very small percentage of people are going to gain wealth and happiness because they have.
They are teenage boys now. They are so terrified that if you touch in the wrong place at the wrong time, you may find that your whole life is destroyed.
See, I
and
like that
far
terror.
Too much. Well,
I like that.
As a mother of a teenage boy, I don't like that terror.
I do.
Interesting I've ever heard.
That is
I think that
awful.
men should be frightened. I think it's better to not have a physical relationship than to have one that could ruin a woman's life.
But then how do they ever start?
Well, don't. If you're not 100% sure,
Are we going
don't.
What are you going to have? A bunch of mutant boys who never
it's
had...
so obvious.
We actually do
It's
have that.
like-
Gen Z is having far less sexual relationships
Yes,
than any
they are. It's true.
And
young
hang
people
on.
have stopped having sex.
I always believe this feminist fight is always Caucasian women and Caucasian men, which is why the Caucasian man loses the most whenever it comes to these situations. And in society, they have pretty much belittled white male down to being nothing. She says men should fear women. Why? Men are the ones that are going to protect you. Men are the ones that are going to go to war. Men are the ones that put their life on the line in order to be a provider and a protector. But she's doing all this from a psychological point of view. That's how most women are. It's because they really don't need a man to survive. They only need a man to defend now. It used to be a time where women needed money, they needed protection, they needed guidance from men. Now they get their attention online, they get their guidance online, and in the physical form, they can find a way to go work a job 70 hours a week. But if they have a little bit less respect for themselves, then they typically go out here, use their body, or go on OnlyFans. So if you stop and look at it, if a woman is not being attacked, she really doesn't need a man now. And that's the angle that she speaks from, because everyone else is chipped up. We could look at it and say, oh, women have became this and women have became that. No, it's not majority. Has the culture changed? Yes, the culture has changed, but it's not all women and it's not all men. But the manipulation is high in the West and it's creeping over into the Eastern side as well.
I'm gonna put it like this.
Has there ever been a guy you wanted that you weren't able to get?
No.
So why do women complain about men when women are the ones choosing the shitty men?
Well, the men are not.
Wait.
Literally, so I'm gonna put it like this. Men, they'll date you, correct? But then when you all start getting comfortable, that's when they show that they're not shit.
What she's talking about right now, because women have very limited perspective on men, she's thinking of one specific guy who treated her like garbage and she's still tight about it. But she doesn't know how to talk about men in general. She's just talking about her ex.
He's absolutely right. But you got to realize, majority of this space, when we start talking about women, we're talking about your exes too. We're talking about women that we've dealt with in the past. Everyone, when it comes to relationship advice or whatever they have to say about relationships, it's going to always come from a hurtful point of view. You don't have that many people saying, man, I had this person, they like me and I totally just douched them over and I should have just been with them. I should have just been with them. No, you should have been with the person that you have more control over. See, when you get the person that you want, normally that's the person that you do not have any control over, and they're going to have control over you. So when you're in a relationship, you have to decide, which one are you? Are you the controller or are you the one who's being controlled? Because once you're able to see where you're standing, you can decide if you want to stay or not and be comfortable in that position. Those who do not know their position are still stuck trying to live out a fairy tale. And life becomes confusion when you're not getting close to that fairy tale.
Boyo? Don't get me wrong, I can cook, but I hate when guys ask you, can you cook? Because can you build a house?
Sorry, but this reminds me of those girls who are like, what do I bring to the table? And they get all worked up. It's like, girl, it's just a question. Goddamn. I mean, if you got it, you'll flaunt it, you know? Pollo, Puerto Rican arroz, steak, empanadas. When men ask me, can you cook? something in me just gets super excited because
I know she gives a lot of advice and she tells a lot of you guys what you want to hear, but I honestly believe that this girl's for the streets, and she woke up one day and changed her life and said, I could go on YouTube and just prop up the guys and make the guys feel like victims and I could become popular. Hey, that's what everyone's doing.
Because I have nothing but a whole bunch of pictures in my phone of all the food I cook, all the cookies I make, all the stuff I bake, and all the cinnamon rolls I make. Homemade at that, from scratch. So when somebody asks you a question, you get worked up and your fucking panties are in a wad. I don't get that, because if you got it, baby, let's have a cook-off.
See, women think that that's like, now women think they can come online and just say that, and then all of a sudden guys are going to be like, she's a good woman, she's that. I'm sorry, sweetheart, you've been doing a good job, but the earrings, the tongue rings, the tattoos all over the place, you're for the streets. I can see the manipulation from afar, but she says a lot of good things. What men have to understand is, in the environment that we live in right now, if you can't defend for yourself as a man, you shouldn't try to get in a relationship. I told you all the time, women are always in survival mode. They're going to start planning for plan B, plan C, plan D if they see you start to fail. Most guys don't think of a plan B until they fail all the way with plan A. So understand, when you learn to look at life from a woman's point of view, where she's practicing hypergamy, she's always living to survive. Men are always living to fall in love. You just need to live to survive. And then you'll be able to understand where she's coming from. And then it's easier for you to get involved or not involved. It's easier for you to read because you remove your emotions. This is Anthony Spade. Hopefully you guys get the message behind the video. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Hasta la vista.